Okay, K.R.I.T, explain something to me, because if you already is here, but already was here, nigga, when was you on your way here? What's going on, everybody? It's the Granddad Woolly, and you are here again for another edition of Woolly Reviews Hip Hop Data. We got an album review today. We're gonna talk about the brand new album that just fucking dropped from a dope ass MC producer from Mississippi who's been doing this thing for many years. His last album, which came out in 2017, almost made my album of the year because it was that damn good. So when I heard he was dropping some new shit, I had to be on that motherfucker because he dropped some fire. That's all he does is drop fucking fire, and he's on point. This nigga's back. He dropped some new shit. He's here. I thought he already was, but apparently he wasn't, or he was here, but he's here now. Or nigga, explain. I'm confused as fuck. Talking about the new album from Big K.R.I.T entitled K.R.I.T is Here. Now, for those who don't know, like I said, Big K.R.I.T is a dope-ass producer and rapper-producer, whatever you want to call it, but he's dope as fuck as both, and he's from Mississippi. He's been doing this thing for many years. He came onto the scene with mixtapes, especially, more notably, this is the sequel to his most famous mixtape, K.R.I.T Was Here, but he's also got, you know, dope projects like Return of Forever, or his last album, Forever Is a Mighty Long Time, which I said was almost my album of the year, and Live from the Underground, which was his debut major label album. I mean, he's dropped a lot of shit over the years. He's like started major label. Well, he started off underground, then he went major label, and then he went back sort of kind of underground independent because that shit wasn't working out. So now he's doing his own thing, and I can't wait to see what he's got with this motherfucker here. So now let's see if K.R.I.T is here. Is the album we need to hear, or sometimes you need to just go on somewhere, K.R.I.T. Like, we ain't asked you to be here in the first place, nigga. Who invited you, nigga? Shit. Always coming over here with some shit that ain't good. I mean, you do, but let's talk about the shit. Now, when I first popped in this album and I tuned into the production, I realized that K.R.I.T is sticking to his guns and he's giving us that hard-hitting, trunk-knocking country shit that we know him for, but he also kind of switches it up and gives us some more atmospheric sounds here and there, some more commercial-type sounds as well, a little bit of everything, but for the most part, it sounds like something that K.R.I.T would go over and he sounds good over. Some beats here are kind of hit and miss. Some sound a little too commercial or radio-friendly for me, like they don't sound as soulful or as authentic as some K.R.I.T productions that you would hear. And the thing about it is, I don't think K.R.I.T did much of any production on this album as I'm looking at it. I don't think he produced any beats on here, which is kind of weird, but I mean, he did get some producers on here. So he's got like DJ Camper and Music Major and Raul Ethan, I think I said it right, Luke Witherspoon, okay, you know, John, never mind. And then Rico Love, okay, Don Corleone, okay, Danja, M. Mills, Caution, it's Q.K.R.I.T, nigga, who spelled? Anyway, Grant Stromwasser, Mike Hector, Wallace Lane, nigga, Irvin Garcia. These sound like composers and shit. These are some official names. Naban, Uni, Lane, Wolf De Michaels, nigga, where's your fucking vowels in your name, nigga? Whatever. Roland Anderson, DJ Khalil. Okay, I know that nigga. Tariq Beast, him too. Tay Beast. And Mark Bird. Okay, shit, nigga. Never, not one big K.R.I.T production on this bitch. Not one. Not one. K.R.I.T, you took a break. Okay, I get it. But the beats on here, other than the fact that K.R.I.T started doing the production on here, they sound like some shit that K.R.I.T would produce, and they sound really good. They're well layered. They're well detailed. There's some beats on here that are very soulful, very melodic. A lot of good layering on here, like I said, as well as some good beats that are kind of like trap influenced. There's also some tracks on here that are some hard-hitting truck knockers, like I said. I mean, it's a little bit of everything. It's a mixed bag on the production, and for the most part, I'd say pretty much a majority of the production on this album I really enjoyed and I had no problem with. Some of the stuff really just works for K.R.I.T, and then some stuff sounded like, you know, it was just him going for a different commercialized vibe where we was trying to go in with a little bit trendier vibe here and there, and sometimes it just didn't go over too well for me. So the producing on here is well done. Not the best of any K.R.I.T project I've heard, but still very solid, and K.R.I.T works well over them when it comes to his rapping. And speaking of K.R.I.T's rapping, you know K.R.I.T is a monster on the mic. He is a true MC, lyrically on point, and on this album, he has given us the K.R.I.T we love, that real shit, that country shit, and he just gives us a little bit of everything. There's great moments on here. His flow is on point. He plays around with different flows, different styles, different cadences. He messes with his voice a lot. He uses his voice as a musical instrument as well, and it just works very well. I love what K.R.I.T does on this project. He is the shining moment of this entire thing. He stands out. He really just makes this album very enjoyable to listen to. And even on some of the production that I didn't care too much for, K.R.I.T kind of like makes it a little bit better to listen to with just his great flowing and rapping and lyricism. So I mean, he does his thing on here. I got no complaints with K.R.I.T as a rapper on here. He's doing it, and he's doing it well. And when it comes to features on this album, K.R.I.T got some heavy hitters on this motherfucker. He's got some really nice features on here who come through and really do their damn thing. Some I like, some was okay to me, but he's got Lil Wayne on here, Saweetie, he's got Rico Love, Yella Beezy, Baby Rose, J. Cole, and Wolf Dem Mike, I think it's Michaels, Wolf Dem Michaels, and Camper, yeah. And they all, for the most part, come through and do their thing. I really didn't care too much for the Rico Love track and his feature for Obvious. That was the more commercial sounding joint to me. I really didn't care too much for that one. Also, I really did enjoy Lil Wayne and Saweetie on Addiction. I like the dynamic on there. I love the hook that Saweetie did. She really worked well on that hook. And Lil Wayne gave us a great verse. Yella Beezy did his thing on I Made. I really like what he did. Baby Rose was okay. J. Cole came through with another solid feature as well. And I really like what he's doing on his feature tip. And it was really cool because he tells a story at the end of his feature about some fan who he knew, and he gave her a shout out in the middle of the verse or at the end of the verse. So I thought that was kind of cool, showing appreciation to a specific fan. That was really dope. Even though, like, you know, I didn't care too much for the whole Dreamville shit. When it comes to features, Cole usually kills it, and he's doing this thing once again on here. But even with that, Big K.R.I.T still is the shining moment on this project, as he should be, since it's his fucking album. But I do like the fact that the features did come through, and I didn't hate any of the features. Some were just either really, really good or just mad to okay to me, but none that I really, really hated. So I mean, hey, K.R.I.T, you did a good job picking the features and getting them on the right songs that they needed to be. Now, you know I gotta give you my top 5 tracks, y'all, and this wasn't that difficult, but I mean, this is a long album at the same time. It's 19 tracks, 17 songs, 2 interludes, but I was pretty solid on the 5 that I liked the most. There were a lot of tracks on here that were cool and some that I just didn't care too much for, but then there were some standouts. So my 5 are K.R.I.T here, I've Been Waiting, Make It Easy, which are actually the first 3 songs on the album. So out the gate, this album starts off very strong. And then I give it to I Made with Yella Beezy, and then all the way down at the tail end of the album is Life in the Sun, and that features Camper. And the rest of the songs on here were either almost there or I just didn't care too much for. But let's go back up to the top. So K.R.I.T here is the opener, and this just opens up like any Big K.R.I.T album should. A hard-hitting, countrified, trunk-rattling, bass-knocking track that just sets the tone. But the song is pretty much just establishing that K.R.I.T is here, or he is here because he was here, but he's now here again because he was coming here, or whatever. Song is fire, dope as hell, great energy, great flow, and I fuck with it. And hey, that's all I gotta fucking say. The next song, I've Been Waiting, is also dope. It's actually the second song, but it's the third track because there's an interlude in between that called High Country Shit. And the thing I love about K.R.I.T is skits on albums, like they used to be great back then, but these days they aren't that great. But K.R.I.T knows how to make a funny ass skit. K.R.I.T, like on the last album, he had some of the funniest skits I've heard, and on this one, I love this skit. Just the way that the 2 old dudes are talking about waiting, the way it's back and forth, it's just like, it just sounds like some shit you would hear in the country with 2 dudes talking. So it's dope as fuck. It sets it up. It's hilarious, and I mean, it goes into I've Been Waiting so well. And when it comes in with I've Been Waiting, it's just K.R.I.T just hitting us with some hard hitting shit with a dope ass bouncy flow, and just saying like he been waiting and now the wait is over. And it's pretty much just rounding out the whole initial concept that K.R.I.T is here. He is not fucking around, and if you don't fuck with it, you better get the fuck out the way, because K.R.I.T ain't playing today. It's a dope ass song, love the energy. Beat on here is very hard hitting but very dark at the same time, but K.R.I.T just weaves in and out of this shit smoothly with his flow. He's bouncy with it, like I said. He's got a great hook on here, and his lyrics are just on point as always. So yeah, definitely check it out. It's a hot one. The next song, Make It Easy, is my favorite song on this album. This beat, oh my God. Immediately when this shit came on, I was with ugly face, neck brace, face was scrunched up. It's so soulful, but when them drums hit so fucking hard, and K.R.I.T is just like flowing over this shit so smooth and perfectly. And he pretty much just makes it look easy while also talking that shit. Like he's like, yo, look at what God made. I'm God played. Like K.R.I.T just is pretty much establishing the fact that like, yo, I make this shit look easy. This was born into me, and I'm just gonna like just show you what it is. The beat on here, like I said, it's just so, the beat was so good, y'all. I wrote a verse. I'm not gonna lie, I wrote a verse. It's fire. K.R.I.T, if you got a remix coming, holla at your boy. The verse is ready. It's locked loaded. It's fire too. I ain't scared. I'll get on the track with you. I ain't scared at all. Like, you fire, but I'm fire too. So two fires make a big fire. We all know that's just science. The next song is I Made featuring Yella Beezy, and this one grew on me, y'all. When I first heard it, I thought it was dope, but like for some reason, as I kept listening to it, I just started to get more hype with it. Ain't you glad a motherfucker made it? Like that shit, like you just get hit. Like it's some ignorant, dope ass shit. Like, I mean, I ain't make it yet, but when I make it, that's gonna be my like theme song. I'm gonna just play that shit all around because these motherfuckers been doubting me all my life. But it's a dope ass song. Yella Beezy comes through and brings some great energy as well. K.R.I.T is just talking this shit, and it's just one of them songs that you just get hyped for. And it's like the beat on here is like standard country trap knocking shit, but it just works. It's one of them songs that's it's just a vibe and it's an energy, and it really stands out amongst a lot of other songs on here. So I just love everything about it, and the shit grew on me, and like I'm waiting to make it so I can play that song everywhere I fucking go. Like watch me, goddammit, because it's happening. But dope ass song, definitely check that shit out. And the last song, Life in the Sun, is really dope. It's the second to last song on the album, and I feel like that should have been the closer on the album because I love the vibe of the beat. It's got this very, very somber yet mellow piano going through it, and it's just like some reflective shit that K.R.I.T's talking about. And it just seems like the perfect way to kind of just end it off, other than the last track, which is Mississippi, which I didn't care too much for, even though they had another dope ass funny intro or interlude at the end. But I feel like Life in the Sun was just like that perfect vibe and energy to end the album off. That's just to me, but it still is a very dope song. I love the vibe of it. K.R.I.T's talking that real shit. The beat on here works perfectly. Camber comes through with a great singing hook, and it just sounds perfect way to end off this album. But he wanted one more, but this one right here, it's the true ending to me because this shit's just fucking fire as hell. Dope ass song. Definitely check it out. And that's my top 5, y'all. And honestly, though, with this album right here, it's what you expect from K.R.I.T. Honestly, you're going to get what you usually get from K.R.I.T. And it's hit and miss, though. I feel like the second half of this album, a lot of songs here I just didn't care too much for. Like Learn from Texas and Outer Space and High Beams and Mississippi. Like that last run, other than Life in the Sun, it was just okay or mad to me. Also, the song with Rico Love didn't care too much for. I mean, like, and Every Time was okay. There were a lot of just okay tracks, especially with the fact that Forever Is a Mighty Long Time was such a phenomenal double album that was almost my album of the year to go to this. And I'm not saying this is a bad album. This is still a very, very good album. But just coming off that, it really is a shift as far as what K.R.I.T was doing. He still got that essence of K.R.I.T that we know and love, but I just feel like it's not as focused or it's just well put together as the last album, especially with that being a double album. But this one right here is still really, really dope. I thoroughly enjoyed a good chunk of it. Just some songs here that I just thought were okay to meh. And the album, it's really, really solid, but it's just not as good as his last one to me. And that's all I gotta say about it. That's all it is. So my final verdict, I'm not saying that Big K.R.I.T is here is a dope ass album that's really solid, but just doesn't hit the mark like his last one did, or even his K.R.I.T Was Here mixtape did. All I'm saying is that beats on here, for the most part, are well put together and solid. They fit K.R.I.T, they fit his style, even though some are just mad to okay to me or a little too commercial. As far as K.R.I.T, he's rapping his ass off. He's the best part of this project. His flow's on point, his lyrics on point, subject matter's on point. If you listen to K.R.I.T, you know he's gonna give us that real country shit, but also gives us some introspective shit about his life and where he's at this moment. So it's good to hear that shit. And combined with the features that he got, which for the most part are all solid, it just comes together as a very solid, well put together project. Not the best of his discography, probably not even the best of the year, but still very, very good. And I still enjoyed it. And there's still some songs in here that I'm gonna definitely go back to and listen to on the regular. So all I gotta say is that for me, Big K.R.I.T is here, is not Granddad approved, but I will give it a very highly Granddad recommended. So go check it out. It's out right now. Support K.R.I.T. He's been doing this thing for years. One of the dopest in the game, and he's going to continue to keep killing it for years and years to come. And I just can't wait to see what the next one is. K.R.I.T coming here, K.R.I.T on the way here, K.R.I.T 15 minutes late, whatever the fuck you gonna do, I'm here for it, and we're gonna check it out. But I got nothing more to say. Big K.R.I.T is here. It's very highly Granddad recommended. So go check out the shit right fucking now. Flip it. All right, y'all, that's going to do it for today's video. Make sure you give me a thumbs up and drop a comment. Tell me what you think of Big K.R.I.T. K.R.I.T is here. If you've heard it, if you have not heard it, definitely check it out. Dope ass album, good all around. Some spots here a little could be better, but you know what? You can't win them all, K.R.I.T. But it still is a very solid album. Still one of the strongest albums of the year, but not as good as his last one. But you know what? I still enjoyed it, and I'm still going to give some songs a good listen here and there. Previous videos on the side, as well as my latest single. Check it out, show us some love. And as always, Twitter, Facebook, SoundCloud, Instagram. Links in the description below. And subscribe. Button on the screen, button below. Woolly Reviews, twice a week. We back in the fold, y'all. I told you I was back. We doing our damn thing. Make sure you also check out the Dead End Gaming channel for Dead End Gaming content. We throwing shit up there on the regular. Check me out on Twitch if you into that Twitch shit, as well as, of course, the new album is on the way. We almost there, y'all. 7/26, Count on Data, Experiment 7. Make sure you up on that, because that album is that fire. So until next time, I take my leave. Granddaughter, Big K.R.I.T. K.R.I.T is here. Well, nigga, now that you here, stay here. Because you always like be gone or was here or gonna be here. Or, nigga, if you stay here, the fire's here and we all happy. So just don't leave and then we good. We fucking good. I'm out of here.